The Honda Civic is one of those cars with a truly universal appeal. The striking design and sporty image makes it attractive to the younger market, and that trusted and reliable Honda badge to the more safe and sensible end. It's clearly a formula that has worked quite well for Honda, and 45 years after the first one rolled off the production line, the Civic has just entered its 10th generation with this all-new model. The looks speak for themselves, and you'll either love those crazy angles and loud lines or you won't. Personally, I'm a big fan of this latest design, and I like that the Civic brings a little bit of excitement to a segment that can sometimes be very, very safe in the style stakes. Now, when Honda say new model, they really mean all new. Completely rebuilt from the ground up, the new Civic is now longer, lower and wider than before. That means more space in certain areas of the cabin. The boot, for example, which at 478 litres is more than 20% bigger than a Volkswagen Golf. It's also got this genius side-sliding parcel shelf, which makes it much easier to store when not in use. Then the legroom in the back has also been improved considerably, although the headroom back here is still slightly tight for taller passengers. The middle seat is wide enough to fit a third passenger quite comfortably, although the large transmission tunnel means they don't get a lot of legroom. So probably best left to 2 adults, although 3 children will be fine, and there are ISOFIX anchors for child seats. The safety features don't end there, and Honda have fitted an impressive range of driver assistance features to all Civics in the range. This includes some pretty high-tech stuff like lane departure warning, lane keep assist, traffic sign recognition and active cruise control. Things you'd usually have to go up quite a few trims even on a premium model to get. So I think Honda deserve a pat on the back there for deciding that safety is for everybody and should never be budget dependent. Other standard kit on the entry-level Smart model includes 16-inch alloy wheels, climate control, USB and Bluetooth connectivity and parking sensors. This one I'm driving is the Smart Plus, which adds Honda Connect with satellite navigation, a reversing camera, rain sensing window wipers and a leather covered steering wheel and gear stick. Other styling upgrades include larger wheels and full LED head and fog lights. Also all new is the engine lineup, and as we continue to look for alternatives to diesel, the Civic is at the moment a petrol only model. You can choose between a 180 brake horsepower 1.5 litre turbo or the engine of the moment, which is this 1 litre turbo. Now believe me when I say you would never ever think that this was a 1 litre engine. Not from the way it sounds, and certainly not from how powerful it feels, pushing out 127 brake horsepower. And I think out of all the small but mighty engines I've tried lately, this one is the most surprisingly gutsy of them all. It still manages to match rivals on running costs though, with a claimed fuel economy of 4.8 litres per 100 kilometres and an annual motor tax bill of just €200. It's also a really fun car to drive, with a great low-down sporty feel and a slick, responsive gear shift. The stiff body gives it a really planted feel around corners and bends, while the independent rear suspension makes sure that it stays comfortable over rough surfaces. So if it's a fun and sporty drive that you're after that still manages to feel somehow safe and reassuring, then the Civic should certainly be on your shortlist for a test drive. And now time for the downsides. The beloved Honda Magic seats are no longer a feature in the Civic, and that clever folding mechanism that used to allow you to fold the seat bases up has been sacrificed for more room in the cabin. Now I know a lot of Honda owners who will really miss that feature for the weird and wonderful storage possibilities it catered for. But anyway, then there's the infotainment system. Now don't get me wrong, it's a very easy, user-friendly system to use. It's fast, it's functional, and actually very intuitive. But the graphics and the whole feel are just not up to the same standard as its European rivals. And neither, to be honest, is the interior quality. And in contrast to that loud design on the outside, it just feels a little bit dark and dull in here. Despite that, it's still one of my favourite cars in this segment at the moment. I feel like it brings something a bit different to the table without bringing with that any worries about quality or reliability, because let's face it, Honda have a pretty solid reputation there. You can check it out for yourself at your local Honda dealer, details of which you'll find on carsireland.ie. Or perhaps you'd like to see what the competition have to offer. And if you'd like to see more video reviews of all the latest cars on the Irish market, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.